In seconds, you'll see why Tim Scott laughed at Jasmine Crockett's law degree, uh, uh, and luego se arrepintió. He thought he had the upper hand, but what happened next changed everything. You won't believe how she flipped the room on its head in segundos. Everyone watching felt the air shift, and you'll feel it too. The room was tense from the start. Cameras, reporters, aides, everyone had their eyes on Jasmine Crockett. She walked in with calm confidence, her law degree in hand, ready to face Tim Scott. The stakes were high: controversial legislation, constitutional challenges, and the kind of political tension that makes headlines. Everyone expected a polite exchange, but Jasmine had other plans. Tim Scott smirked as he approached the podium. He knew the optics were in his favor. He opened with a comment meant to undermine her credentials, a laugh aimed at her law degree. She studied law, but can she really handle this? His voice carried across the room, the laughter rippling among some of the more partisan observers. The smirk, the overconfidence, it all seemed so perfectly timed. But Jasmine Crockett didn't flinch, not for a second. Her eyes locked on him, calm, poised, unshakable. The room felt the tension mount. Every camera lens zoomed in. You could feel the shift, the anticipation thickening. And then she leaned in slightly, as if about to speak a truth that would stun everyone present. Tim, laughing at my law degree is easy, she said, slow, deliberate. But understanding the law, that's not about smirks. It's about facts. It's about the Constitution. It's about justice. And that's why this argument won't stand. Boom! Just like that, the words hit. Immediate pause. Audience gasps. A silence so heavy it could be cut with a knife. He blinked. He stumbled over his next sentence. His prepared talking points fell apart. Every lawyer, every reporter, every aide in the room realized she was not playing. She was dismantling his assumptions, his theatrics, his laughter. In mere seconds, the energy shifted. Tim Scott's confidence cracked. And everyone watching, they leaned in. You should lean in too, because this moment only gets wilder. Jasmine's voice didn't rush. Each word was a hammer striking truth. This isn't personal. This isn't a joke. This is about legality, fairness, and accountability. When the law is clear, when precedent is clear, laughter doesn't change the facts. She paused, eyes scanning the room. He freezes. Her calm demeanor amplified the tension. It was like watching a masterclass in courtroom strategy right there. Twitter exploded immediately. Clips went viral in seconds. Crockett destroys Scott with constitutional precision, one headline read. Another, when he laughed, he didn't expect this. Social media was ablaze. And yet, in the room, Tim Scott tried to recover. He opened his mouth, tried to make a joke, tried to redirect the narrative. But the damage was done. The laughter that had been meant to undermine now felt like a mistake he would regret. She didn't let up. Each follow-up statement cut deeper. Mocking credentials doesn't win arguments. Knowledge wins, precision wins, justice wins. And if you want to challenge the law, you challenge it with substance, not with laughs. Boom! That's the echo effect. Words hitting words. Everyone could feel it. The shift in power, the shift in perception, the shift in reality itself. And then came the pause, that dramatic TTS moment where even the microphones seemed to hold their breath. She leaned slightly, almost conspiratorial, and said, I respect experience, but respect also requires understanding. And right now, understanding is lacking. The room felt it. Reporters scribbled notes. Legal analysts whispered. Tim Scott's expression flickered, a crack in his armor. In these moments, it's not just about legal knowledge. It's about emotional intelligence, reading the room, controlling the narrative. Jasmine Crockett had mastered all of it. calm, assertive, intelligent, a presence that demanded attention. Each word calculated, each pause intentional, and the audience riveted, hooked, suspense building with every syllable. She shifted topics seamlessly, moving from the initial insult to the substance of the debate. Every statistic, every precedent, every citation, she delivered them like bullets. Tim Scott tried to interrupt, to redirect, to reclaim authority, but Jasmine's command of the room was absolute. She didn't need to shout. She didn't need theatrics. Her law degree was more than paper. It was power, and she wielded it effortlessly. And then came the moment that would define the clip. She paused, eyes locking with him, and in that moment, she delivered the line that would be replayed across news cycles. You can laugh at degrees, you can laugh at titles, but the law doesn't care about laughter. It only cares about truth. And here, the truth is undeniable. Boom. Instant realization. His laughter was gone, his smirk disappeared, and the room stunned silence. Every camera caught it. Every reporter noted it. The energy shifted permanently. Social media erupted with shock, awe, and admiration. Analysts debated every syllable. How did she do it so effortlessly? How did she dismantle a powerful political figure in seconds, using nothing but composure, intellect, and precision? It was a masterclass in legal and rhetorical strategy. Even outside the room, people were reacting. Tweets, reposts, videos, everyone wanted to see it again. Clips were labeled shattered, exposed, stunned. And the best part? Jasmine Crockett didn't even seem fazed. She had delivered her lines, made her point, and controlled the room without raising her voice. Her confidence, her poise, her knowledge, irresistible, undeniable, unshakable. Tim Scott tried to regain footing. He spoke, attempting to pivot, attempting to regain narrative control, but the words felt flat. Every attempt only reminded everyone of her dominance. Even allies in the room nodded slightly, acknowledging the precision of his arguments. The laughter that had seemed confident at first now looked weak, even foolish. Jasmine didn't gloat. She simply presented fact after fact, argument after argument. The Constitution doesn't bend for ego, she said. It doesn't bow to laughter. It stands for principle, for clarity, for justice. And pause, weighty, deliberate, dramatic. Audience reacts. The moment was electric. And then came the final blow, a line that would echo in headlines. Tim, you laughed at my law degree, pero ahora you see the consequences. You realize the law always speaks louder than mockery. Boom, a double language punch. English, Spanish, FOMO maximizing. Everyone watching felt it, live, raw, undeniable. The laughter was gone, respect replaced it, and perhaps a hint of regret. The aftermath was immediate. Journalists scrambled for quotes. Analysts dissected every word. Social media exploded with shares, likes, comments. Clips were edited, replayed, and circulated worldwide. Headlines highlighted how she had handled the insult, how she had dominated the debate, and how she had reminded everyone why knowledge, composure, and strategy matter more than theatrics. Her victory wasn't just verbal, it was symbolic, a demonstration that preparation, intelligence, and poise can outmatch arrogance, laughter, and overconfidence. A moment for the ages in political debate history. A reminder that skill always outshines spectacle. And for Tim Scott, a lesson he wouldn't forget anytime soon. And let's pause here, because this is the part people replay. The moment when she smiled after delivering her lines. Not triumphant, not cocky, but confident, poised, knowing she had changed the room's energy permanently. That subtle nod, that quiet composure, speaks louder than any roar. This isn't just debate. It's presence, influence, power, and intellect all rolled into one. She concluded her points with clarity and authority. The law, the Constitution, and the principles of justice were her weapons. Every challenge, every interruption, every attempted distraction neutralized with ease. And when the final word was spoken, everyone knew. The room had witnessed a masterclass. Jasmine Crockett had dominated. Tim Scott had learned a lesson. Laughter had been replaced by awe. So what's the takeaway? Respect knowledge, respect preparation, respect strategy, and never underestimate someone who understands the law and the room. Jasmine Crockett turned what could have been a simple insult into an unforgettable teaching moment. And for those watching, this isn't just a story, it's a blueprint. She didn't just respond, she reshaped perception. She didn't just answer, she taught. And every pause, every deliberate word, every calculated look contributed to a narrative that will be remembered. The laughter that once filled the room is now a distant memory. The impact of her composure, lasting. Tim Scott's initial smirk replaced by the undeniable truth of what happens when intellect meets arrogance. And as we close this moment, remember, in seconds, a single person with knowledge, strategy, and composure can shift the entire room. Jasmine Crockett showed that. She laughed in the face of mockery, with dignity, precision, and power. Tim Scott, he laughed first, pero the lesson came swiftly. Y se arrepintió. Comment below if you think she destroyed him. Share this clip and make sure to subscribe because moments like this don't come often. They are rare, they are unforgettable, and they change the narrative forever.